Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today's video is going to be a bit more serious, but in a lighthearted type of way. With that being said, I have been wanting to do the 7 deadly sins tag for quite some time now, and I thought I'd go ahead and start out with greed first. This is one of the first things that I usually think of when somebody mentions the 7 deadly sins. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and start out with doing my foundation and my base. I took the Primerizer from Smashbox, and this is the foundation from Estee Lauder. Can't remember what shade it is, but I will list everything down below if you want to know what products I'm using and what brushes I'm using. Go ahead and take a look down there as well, because I probably won't mention every single product I'm using, just because, like I said, this is a look based off of more of greed. So you guys have seen me do my foundation, my base many of times, so I sped through this one pretty quick just because, like I said, you guys have seen this all before. So with all of that being said, I wanted to tell you why I chose the colors I did for this. Most of the time when I think of greed, I think of gold. And when I think of the gold, I think of the money and the materialism side of things that go along with greed. So it's kind of like, for example, when people like to boast and show off all of the stuff that they have, like when people do closet tours or even tour the big cribs, like that cribs tours, which, don't get me wrong, all of this is really fine, but they're showing off really expensive things, and that kind of goes along with the whole greed thing, with the whole materialism side of it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's totally fine to want to show people what you have earned your hard-earned money for and what you've gotten, because, you know, you've worked hard for that. But, you know, there are some people out there who take it to that next extreme and kind of show off. That's when the materialistic side of things kind of goes into play with the whole greediness. But like I said, these are all just examples. This is just stuff that I see as to why I came up with this look and why I chose the colors that I did. So I chose gold. I am using the Juvias Place palette for my eyes right here. Right here, I am just outlining the outline for the tiers of what I'm doing right here, because like I said, when I think of greed kind of makes me really sad, because there's kind of been a lot of it going on lately, not just specific people, just in general that I'm noticing all over. So I am drawing out that outline again. I will be going in and filling that in with some black, which you will see here in a minute. I did decide to use those 2 golds in the palette, those copper tones, to bronze out my face and kind of contour as well, and just add a little bit more dimension to the look. So here is where I'm taking that black. I'm going to go ahead and just pack that all into the outline. There are a couple of areas where the lines where I went over each other on that side that you can kind of see down below. Don't worry about that. That's just the outline. The black is going to be placed where the actual pigment is going to be placed. So you can see I just went right over that line. It'll just hide it. You're going to end up taking a little bit more of a tacky base. So you'll see me take the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick creation palette, I believe is what it's called. Like I said, I'll list it all down below just in case I'm getting names wrong or anything like that. But that will kind of create more of the pigment to grab and hold on to the area. This was the main portion of the video that I wanted you guys to see, because like I said, you guys have seen me do my base before. That hasn't really changed at all. That pretty much stays the same. It just differs on what product I'm using. So you saw me grab that lipstick shade there. That is just going to go where you're going to place all of the pigment. So I'm taking that fiery orangey red from the 3502 palette from Morphe, and that is just going to be placed on the bottom to help with the gradient and the ombre of where all of that red and tone is kind of sitting down below. I'm going to be taking that coppery tone right there, and I'm going to be packing this wherever else there is black that has not been covered. This is going to help all of those red tones and everything mesh together and blend with the ombre of it, if you will. So don't worry if you're kind of covering up where the actual red tone is. You're going to go back in and redefine that here in a minute. So I'm just packing this everywhere. I am also putting it in my waterline. If you have a copper tone pencil that you want to stick in your waterline and do that, go ahead. I just decided to stick the powder in there. But this is that glitter I was telling you about from Morphe. I'll list it down below again. And this is just going to help you define where all of that red is. I will end up taking the actual doe foot applicator here in a second and blend that up a little bit more so you can kind of see a little bit more of the reddish hue, the ombre that's going on within the actual teardrops themselves. I did also want to say you don't have to do this the way I did it. I kind of liked the way all of the teardrops were looking, but spiff it up however which way you want. I will be kind of going there, kind of correct any more tones that need to be a little bit more blended together, like you'll see me doing right here. So now that the eyes are pretty much done, we'll come back to that in a second. There's a couple little touches I want to add, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to my lips. I'm going to use another one of those glitters from Morphe and basically put it on like you would any liquid lipstick. Here in a second, I will be using some of the Juvias Place palette again with that gold and just be packing that all over my lips, that one right there. And I believe it's the other shade next to it, that coppery tone that I decided to stick on the outer corners of my lips, which you'll also see here in a minute. I will also be taking some more of that red, and I'm going to be sticking that right in the center of my lips, right in the the highlighting portion of it, just to blend everything and kind of make it look like the red and the gold is bleeding out from my lips, which you'll see right here. And you're just going to kind of stick that on and just kind of blend it together with your lips like that. And I think I used my fingers as well. Use anything you need to blend everything out, but all of these tones really blended out pretty well. So like I said, we're going to come back to the eyes. I am just sticking a little bit of black on my line just because I have eyelash extensions on in this. So the one thing with eyelash extensions is they don't clean very easily, so that gold didn't come out very easily, so I had to use a little bit of black eyeshadow. But this is pretty much the look done. I added a couple little dollar signs. I forgot to add one of the extra lines in there, so I wasn't too thrilled with it, but I did end up liking the way it came out. So this is what it looks like done. Let me know what you guys think of down below. And I hope you guys will enjoy this series. Leave some comments of what other series I should do next. Give this video a like and make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.